What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Satisfactory. Take a look at this nice little bit of automation we got going here for us. It's a sight to behold. I'm grateful to see it. And, it's only the beginning. As before we said in the last episode at the end, this is only the beginning. And this planet is ripe for exploration. I can see a few things I want to explore, grab, but not time for that yet. I've just been setting up a few things to get ourselves ready to complete the next hub upgrade. And what we've done basically is just set up a quick smelter to constructor line here, where we input iron that we get from these, what are they called? What are these bad boys called? Portable miners. Grab some of that. Put it in here, like so. Makes ingots. Ingots get fed right into this iron plate constructor. But, nicely enough, it takes the exact amount, so we produce 30 per minute here. See here, 30 per minute. And this consumes 30 per minute, so it's perfect. Anyway, we've been able to, we've been given a new item to construct, a couple new items, right? Screws, reinforced plates. Screws are probably the bane of any Satisfactory player's experience until you get really far out there. So, then they become pretty easy to manage. But that's what we're dealing with right now, and we're making our way again to this hub milestone right here. We're getting close. We could probably turn in the concrete here pretty soon. Yeah, we could turn in the concrete now. I don't know what it is about first-person games, and jumping, but it's a thing. And I'm gonna come back. I'll be back when I complete the objective here, when I get enough items to complete the milestone. And I'll see you in a moment. One thing I did want to mention is that I misspoke last time. I said that you could use a variety of things in the biomass burner, but for the moment we can only use wood and leaves. Eventually we can get some other type of biomass, but we don't have that yet. One other thing I did want to mention about this setup is that because we have so many machines going at the moment, this one biomass burner is really struggling, or at least it was all the way up to 20, and that's the max production, so we don't want to overdo it before we cause ourselves, blackouts and things like that. So just remember that when you're first starting out, that this biomass burner really can't handle too many machines, so keep it simple in the beginning here. And of course, by simple, what I mean is that don't go right away into making a bunch of constructors, because they take 4 megawatts. That means it's the same amount as the smelters. So yeah, you could get 5, but that's 5 total machines on this one burner. So try not to flame yourself out by going too deep into automation in the beginning. Just wait a little bit, familiarize yourself with things, how the game works, and then go into it like hardcore once you get a couple more upgrades. Okay, we're back, and we have enough items now to complete Hub Upgrade 5. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what we get out of it.
Hub Upgrade 5, Power Expansion, completed. The miner, unlike portable miners, can be connected to conveyor belts and requires power to function. Caution: as you expand, the energy demand of your production may exceed the capacity of your power grid. The onboarding program was established because Fix-It pioneers often experience memory issues after planetfall. If you are experiencing nosebleeds, nausea, existentialism, or an itchy scalp, there is no need for concern. This should pass within 5 to 7 workdays. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 6.
So Ada just touched on exactly what we touched on, right? Um, the more complicated your setup gets, the more power it takes. Well, it looks like we're ready for hub upgrade 6, and this is exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for this biomass here. It's like a concentrated version of leaves and sticks, which gives us better thrust to weight ratio. What I mean by that is it gives us better bang for our buck, right? So we can use less biomass to fuel our biomass burners, which coincidentally we're allowed to build after this step. It just seem to require quite a bit, but all these things we can make them easily, and that's the plan. Because once we're able to create these biomass burners, then we can easily scale up our factory to produce automatic goods for anything. And what we're trying to build now at this moment is the factory that builds the factory. You ever heard that term? Have you ever played these games before? The factory that builds the factory? That's the one that you set up in the very beginning, that builds the basic items that allow you to progress through the early stages of the campaign, through the game. When we're building, we need a lot of these lower tier items, so it's important, it behooves us to have a factory that's constantly making these simple to produce goods. That way we can come here whenever we need it and just pilfer. We don't have to worry about it. Eventually we'll get to the point where we don't even have to come here to do that, but we're not there yet, and we're just taking baby steps, right? Because this space elevator is the game. We are trying to do something with this space elevator here. So let's get going on this milestone, and we'll be back when we collect enough items to progress. And in fact, I'm going to pick up these portable miners because if you look at onboarding objective 10, complete hub upgrade 6, ensure resource nodes are clear of clutter before placing a miner mark 1. That is one of the first things that we're going to do. So let's make sure that we have open mines, open veins, and let's place a miner down, because these are the baby steps to automation. Now we can combine these processes. We can go directly from the miner to the smelter. Remember that we want to line up blue arrows with orange. The next thing we're going to do, in fact, I'm going to do this right here. So open up the little tip for y'all. Open up the builder with the Q hotkey. Go to any building that you want, highlight it, just mouse over it, and press a hotkey. So I pushed 5 and it bound it to the hotbar. Let's do that again. We'll add miners here to 0, and we'll add the constructor to 6. Now if I push 5, it automatically puts a smelter. If I push 6, it automatically makes a constructor. What we're looking for here is to see how much our miners are going to produce and how much our smelters are going to take. And in the beginning here, these impure mining nodes are awesome. And why? Because we just saw here, we have 30 per minute iron ore, and we have 30 per minute iron ore consumption. So perfect production, perfect consumption. We're going to do the next thing with a little bit of space over here. I'm not going to move this because I got a bunch of stuff in it. If you mouse over with the deconstruction tool, which is defaulted to the F key, it'll show you everything that's inside your storage, so you know exactly how much space you'll need to continue with your deconstruction, dismantling. Anyway, we're going to continue on. We're going to make a constructor over here. And let's see how much it takes Let's take iron plates, for instance. Oh my gosh, 30. Perfect. Let's do the same thing with a little bit of automation here. And you'll notice it's a bit spaghetti. That's okay. Don't worry about the spaghetti early. Let me go up here so we can see. So, as you can see here, it's a bit spaghetti. But don't worry about it, like I said. Because you don't have any foundations, you don't have any way to tile or beautify, you know, neatly maintain lines or anything like that at this moment. So don't beat yourself up. You have to do it. It's part of the experience. Anyway, we have now made a pure automation pipeline. We're going to add a Mark 1 power pole so that we can get some power in here. And you can, maybe if you're wearing headphones, hear the whine of this miner. Let's go up here and get a nice view up here. It's beginning to produce items. Here they come. Obligatory wipe text. As you can see here, each step in the process is being automated. And that's the nature of these games. That's what we play these games for, because it's fun to watch whoop, go into boop, to become zoop, and then continue on the logistics chain all the way across this entire planet, terraforming and, you know, parking lotifying this whole planet. Okay, so we're back, and we have all the ingredients we need to complete this milestone. All the materials, I should say. Let's get that. You hold Control and click on the item. It'll automatically send the maximum amount. I think it's Control. Could be Shift. I don't know.
Hub Upgrade 6, Landing Platform Hydraulics, completed. Freighter landing initialized. Congratulations, you have completed onboarding and achieved the absolute minimum skill level required of a Fix-It pioneer. Fix-It looks forward to your future achievements, because a future with Fix-It is a future with you. Tier 1 and 2 milestones are now available in the hub, and biomass burners can now be built individually. Your first official objective is to initiate project assembly by building the space elevator. This objective will take a significant amount of resources, so Fix-It recommends getting to work.
Hey, we finally did it. We constructed the hub completely. Let's go. So I've also, in the meantime, created a whole different production line. And we are producing iron rods on this side. Now let's take a look at something here, because in the smelter we produce 30 per minute, and in this constructor we only use 15 per minute. So that means that we could create another constructor here. Yeah, we're running out of power like crazy, but we got biomass. Let's take a moment and create some of that so that we can see the difference. Biomass here. For four wood, we get 20 biomass. And if I'm not mistaken, biomass burns at a better rate. Much more energy efficient. Yes, exactly. And just shift. Kick this back on. So, as I was saying, we can add a second constructor over here and double our output, but we are missing, I believe, a critical tech. Yep. So we can't do that quite yet. But just know that the factory is growing, factory is always growing. It must grow, right? Ah, look upon the kingdom, and behold its beauty. Excellent. Here's one pro tip if you didn't know. If you hold down E, or whatever the button is, you have bound to pick up items, and you just hold it down and you walk forward, you'll automatically pick up things in your path. So just a pro tip, when you're collecting biomass in the early game, you don't have to mash E, just hold it down and run in a straight line. As long as you're collecting the biomass, the bushes and stuff, you can always it just picks it up automatically. It's so nice. Okay, so we were able to set up this little production line over here that exclusively deals with biomass. We have one constructor that does leaves and one that does wood, and they each feed into their own biomass burner. Again, we don't have the technology yet to combine everything, but once we do, we'll change everything up. For the moment, we're just getting the basics and getting ourselves settled to have the easiest path to move forward into the next phases of the game. Another good thing about these standalone burners is that they actually produce more power than the other variant that's on the hub. These produce 30 per minute, 30 megawatts. Or not per minute, but 30 megawatts. These produce only 20. So these two are already outcompeting, outproducing these two. Alright everybody, we're back, and for some of you astute viewers out there, maybe you noticed that we had chosen a new milestone in our hub, and we chose field research because we really want to make this MAM, the molecular analysis machine. When we unlock this, I'll explain more once we build it, but let's get in there, let's send these items in, and I learned what it is. It's shift click to send a stack, controls click to send the full amount required. Oh, we got a new big red shiny button. Gonna launch a rocket, launch a pod. Let's give it a 3, give it a 2, give it a 1. Boom! Oh, let's get out of here. Let's see. We have liftoff.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency in alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Understood, Ada. That's what we're gonna do. Let's take a look at this, ma'am. Oh, we need to build some stuff first. Okay, we're back and we're ready to build the MAM. So let's take a look at this MAM here. As you may have heard Ada say, it's basically a research center. And if we take a look inside, we have different things we can look at. Different rewards, right? Like if we research, it's like basically our tech tree in a way. But one of the neat things about this game, as we've already talked about, is that you can find these hard drives in the crash freighters. and you can insert them into this MAM, and they will give you different alternate recipes, and you can use those recipes, like I said in the previous episode, to completely rework the logistics chain of what you're trying to build. And one of the things that I wanted to do is there's only a few items, or there's only a few recipes, I guess I should say, that can be unlocked at this stage of the game. So if we scan this hard drive right now and we wait the 10 minutes, we're going to have one of the most, a choice between some of the really good alternate recipes, especially for starting out. So let's take a look at that, because we're gonna really benefit from that, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, everybody, we're back about 10 minutes later.
Hard drive analysis completed. Alternative recipe selection available in the MAM.
Thanks, Ada. So what do we have here? We have two there's a few more that we could get, I think. But these two are extremely important, because currently we can only make wire through copper, but this can condense our entire production chain to just iron. We don't even need to worry about copper right now. This, on the other hand, allows us to jump start our screw production, because currently we have to take iron ingots, turn them into rods, take the rods, turn them into cast screw or into screws. So that's a whole step that gets removed from the production chain. It's saving you time, saving you buildings or machines, saving you energy. I mean, it's these are two very difficult ones to choose between right now. But I think I'm going to choose cast screws, and I'm going to explain why. Because the only time we want to make screws, really, aside from when we make them ourselves for immediate need, is when we need them in a recipe. So we don't want to have a big bin full of screws just sitting around. That's it's not a waste or anything, but it's just that it seems like it's unnecessary to me. Simple fact is, produce the things where you need them, and you don't need to be carrying a lot around. The only things that really matter are the very basic resources, like plates, rods, things like that, that you can't, that they're just time consuming to produce in situ, that you'd rather just have with you wherever you need them. So let's take cast screws again. And now, we'll just come check this out, because we can see here. Now we can take this and change it to, say, screws. And, let's get some power to this bad boy. And now we have a constructor constructing screws out of iron ingots. So we can bypass a whole step. Instead of just producing iron rods, we can do both here in this area. And this, whatever we have in here is going to be good enough. We won't need more than that. But just know that it's better to produce everything where you need it, at least in my opinion, than it is to produce, a big chain, a big mall full of stuff. It's not necessary in this game. And I'm going to head over this way, try and find that other crashed ship, and then I'll be right back. Oh, I thought he was dead. Another thing about these crash sites is that they're littered with good things. A lot of usable materials can be found around crash sites. So let's get some power here. Alright, seems to have been fixed now. Let's open this thing. Grab another one of these hard drives. One thing they added in the newest update, 1.1, is that you can dismantle these now. So nice. And if you hold down Control, and you can select, if you hold down Control and mouse over a bunch of stuff, you can select up to 50 parts to dismantle at the same time, and then just grab them all. This is so nice, because now you can build anywhere, and you don't have to worry about those crashed pods just taking up space, building over around them. So we're back at the MAM, and let's get some of these researches done. They're very quick. So this tree is something that we need to get as soon as possible, so that we can unlock at least some kind of defenses. Our little taser puts in work, puts in work, but it just isn't good enough, right? We can unlock our first real gun here. Unlock a sword here. I think. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's keep going. We got a couple of these too. Really missing this mushroom. Let's take a look at the pale berry. So both of these have been added to the object scanner, which is not this, right? This is our ore scanner. The object scanner is something that we have to build still. So there is a difference. Let's put this hard drive in here. See what else we get. And as Ada just said, we unlocked the new items in the object scanner, so let's build one of these. Alright, let's equip it on our person. Left click, hold down left click, and you can bring up the window, the wheel, to check and see which item you want to chase. Or you can just right click to switch. And it looks like, yeah, obviously we only have two. So we're running further away as that bar fills up. That's how we know that we're close to an item. We're back again about 10 minutes later, and again you can see here that we only had those two that were open to us. You either get an extra inventory slots now or the iron wire, and the reason for that is because we haven't really unlocked anything yet. We haven't even put down the space elevator, so there's nothing really for us to. There's no recipes. It's just those two recipes, which is great. And again, they're going to make it super easy for us to just channel our production lines, and that's really the goal because we're surrounded basically by iron right here. There's a huge iron deposit right over there. Huge. So we can make pretty much anything we need now out of one resource, which is something that we really are fond of. And speaking of, let's build the one thing that we have been sent here to utilize to make a new home for ourselves here, or actually not even to exploit all the resources from this place. Let's get that built. And of course we have built it directly in the path of the manta ray. something about this scene that is just so powerful. Really makes you feel like you're connected to the world.
Project assembly initialized. Congratulations, Pioneer. The space elevator will now automatically connect with the Project Assembly orbital platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which require the delivery of project parts, such as smart plating, via the space elevator. Subsequent phases unlock access to new tiers with more advanced technologies to construct, automate, explore, and exploit. It is time to be honest. This project is part of the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history, destined to save us all. Earth is in peril and only Fix-It pioneers offer hope for survival. Fix-It is counting on you. Humanity is counting on you. Do not let Fix-It down.
That's not, that's not ominous or anything. The whole world is depending on us. It's okay. We're going to make it happen. As you can see in the top right corner of the screen, we have a new item that we need to make. But that's for another time, because I don't know if we can even make the... Yeah, we can't even make the machine that's required to construct those items. So that's for another time, because we have so much left to do here. But let's grab the next thing that we're going to grab is this next milestone. And we can almost complete that now. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna call it here. I just wanted to give a preview of what we're gonna do next time. As you can see, our base, our factory, has grown mightily in this episode. It's truly becoming something that we can be proud of, that we can use to progress in the game. But there's much better ways to organize ourselves, which is paramount in this game, organization. So, in the next episode, once we get started with base building milestone, we will be able to organize ourselves better and get a better look at what we need and where we're going to go from here. But until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you learned something, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.